All right, so why two kickers? Kick the ball to all spots. We can kick the ball literally to anywhere on the field. We've been blessed to have sometimes two really good kickers. I'll talk about that in a second. You don't have to have two good kickers though. You can get by with one good kicker and a guy who can just onside or pooch. But you can really kick the ball anywhere on the field. Doing kickoff return. It's always nice when you know they're going to kick the ball to half the field, or they're going to kick the ball over here. They're going to pooch it over here. They're not going to kick it deep over here. It's always a nice deal. You can kind of set things up, and there is no setting it up with us. You don't know where we're going to kick it from time to time. It's aggressive and fun. Kids like it. They get to, on the onside kicks, they get to be aggressive and go block people on deep kicks. The ball's bouncing around back there. We hadn't scored a touchdown yet, but I think we're going to at some point. Late in game, if you need an onside kick, you have confidence to do that. We get reps. We get more reps, I think, than anybody because of our specialty, which we'll talk about. We'll probably get 75 reps of onside kicks a week. It's really a nice little setup we have. So we have so much confidence in the fact that we're going to kick a good kick, and that we're gonna be able to execute it. That we just feel like it's going to happen. So it kind of goes in line with our JFND mentality: jacket fight never dies. So we just have confidence that it's going to work out. So right here, the focus is on us. So all we worry about is us. We don't worry about them at all. We might go back and look what they did to us last year. How they lined up to give an idea about how they're gonna line up. But if we've never played the team before, then we have no idea how they're gonna line up, except how everybody else lines up to us, because people do totally different. So they don't work on their kickoff return. So you can imagine, that week of preparation for us, they're not worried about whatever return they have. They're not doing that week. They're just having 9 up, 10 up, one guy deep, fair catch, or okay, we're going to do this on the return, but it's not going to be their same return. I can promise you that. So I don't even have to watch it. So that's a good thing. It's one less thing to do. It's just one less thing. So, and it's not because I'm being lazy. It's just because it's not going to be the same. We'll go back and look at their, like I said, their last year film and see what they did. Like I've talked about, it's unique and difficult to prepare for. I've talked to coaches. I've got friends who I've coached against, and they say, the hardest part is just getting a scout team to do what y'all do. It's just a nightmare for them. And then all levels can do it. So we do it even in junior high, 7th and 8th grade. We have 3 junior highs in Rockwall. One of them is direct feeder, and then one of them is direct feeder for the other school, and then one of them we split. So the one that's our direct feeder, they do it there. I mean, we don't tell them they have to or anything, but they just like it and they do it. It's been a lot of fun. We do it on a freshman B team, freshman A team, JV, both JV teams. It's something that we just kind of do. And like I said, if you run out of kickers, you don't have to have freshman B team. We've been blessed to have a lot of kickers around here, so it's been good. But even if we don't, say a kid's hurt or whatever, sometimes they have soccer they have to go to. Every once in a while, we'll have a kid who's just a kicker. The sub varsity, he'll I got to go to a soccer game tonight. I'm like, all right, well, so we just put somebody out there. They don't know. Varsity, you can't really get away with that, but JV, there's no film. It's not like they say, you put a guy out there who looks like he's a kicker and he can kick. If he can kick an onside, it's a plus. If he can't, you just stand them out there. They have no idea. They're not gonna figure that out through the course of the game. And if they do, then more power to them. You can just switch those guys real quick if you had to. So like I said, the other kicker, he just needs to be able to onside pooch. This year, the first year we've had it where we haven't had 2 kickers who have the ability to kick deep. So we just told the one guy, look, you kick deep. Every time it's deep, you kick it. If it's pooch left, then the guy who's supposed to be kicked pooch left, he kicks it. If it's onside left, the guy on our right side will kick the onside left. And obviously, pooch right and onside right was the guy on our left. So, there's no confusion about who's kicking the ball. If it was deep, it was just the one guy with the big leg. And that's the first year we've run into that, where we haven't had two kickers who could kick it deep, but it just works out better. So, you don't have to have two kickers, though. I mean, you got to have a guy who can onside. That's the main thing. And we do, our kicking coaches do a good job of teaching that and getting that ball, getting that vertical, bounce. And in NCAA rules, we want it to bounce twice. So if it bounces once, and I don't know if Federation rules are the same, but if it bounces once, they can fair catch it. But we never or rarely ever kick the one bounce onside. It's always boom right off the bat. And then hopefully, 15, 20 yards again, it bounces. And we'll see a lot of examples of that. We've had some really good onside kicks. So